Hello everyone, welcome back to the Netbeans e-commerce tutorial series. Today I will present Unit 8, Managing Sessions. The purpose for this tutorial is to help my students to understand how to use Netbeans IDE to build an e-commerce application. All materials of this presentation come from Netbeans.org website. The Netbeans tutorials uses different approach for this unit. The complete snapshot is given at the beginning of the tutorial. Students just need to go over the snapshot to understand what is going on. However, I would like to approach this tutorial as the same as we did in previous units. First, we list the tasks we need to accomplish. Second, explain the key concepts behind each task. Then we implement the task in Netbeans IDE. So what are the tasks we need to accomplish in this unit of tutorial? First, we need to implement class to define real-world shopping cart object. To do so, we implement shopping cart.java, shopping cart item.java. Second, we implement corresponding portion of control server class to handle the following actions. First, category. In this action, now data is passed as sessions attribute instead of request attribute. If you recall, in the previous unit, we passed the category data by using requests. Second, update cart. Third, add to cart. Fourth, view cart. Fifth, checkout. So in checkout action, after finish, the surcharge added to total. More business logic and security issue will be implemented in later units. Update corresponding view pages to display the related session data. Those pages include cart.jsp, checkout.jsp, category.jsp. So in this FOB application, we want the application to be able to remember user-specific data as user click through the website. Unfortunately, the HTTP protocol over which communication on the internet takes place is a stateless protocol. That means each request received by your server is an independent piece of information that has no relation to previous received requests. Challenges. How to update the state of the user's cart. Second, how to ensure that the cart of another user who happens to be browsing the site at the same time will not be affected. Solution. Implement functionality so that a session can be created and maintained for the duration of a user's visit to the site. In this case, we will use HTTP session interface provided by server technology. We will define classes, shopping cart and shopping cart item to allow the application to temporarily store user data while the session is being maintained. That's why our first task is implementing shopping cart.java and shopping cart item.java. In shopping cart class, we will make all methods except the constructor to be synchronized. To make these methods synchronized has two effects. First, when one thread is executing a synchronized method for an object, all other threads that invoking synchronized method for the same object are blocked until the first thread is done with the object. When a synchronized method exists, it automatically establishes a happens before relationship with any subsequent invocation of a synchronized method for the same object. This guarantees that the changes to the state of the object are visible to all threads. The constructor cannot be synchronized. Be aware that although a race condition is extremely rare since each user has his or her session, it is still possible. So synchronization is worthwhile. Let's start with shopping cart item class. Command new. I will select Java. then Java class, next, then the class name called shopping cart item, and in the source package call it cart. Then click on finish. Okay, I have shopping cart item. Okay, then I begin declare product short quantity. Remember, the quantity is a small integer. Okay, now after we done that, we can right click, you click on insert code. Now I really want to have some set and get method. This set and get method I just need for the quantity, because you can set a quantity, get a quantity, then you want to generate. Okay, then the quantity. Then I need another code is right click, insert code. I want to get product. Now I didn't select it, sorry. Right click. Right click it, insert code. I want to get a method. I need to select the product, then generate. Okay. Now, why I don't need a set product? Because you will not create a shopping cart item if you did not select add a product to your shopping cart. So his constructor will not have default constructor. You only can create a shopping cart item because you really want to put a product into your shopping cart. So his constructor will must have a product give to it. So this dot product equal product, then quantity equal 1. That means you at least add one product to shopping cart. Now you can always use Command Shift I to get the input. So I will input entity.product. Okay. Now those are the methods easy to implement because you can use this IDE to do it automatically for you, for the get method and set method. Now I need to implement other methods. We call it customer method. For example, in a shopping cart item, I should be able to increase the quantity. We should be able to decrease the quantity. In the case the user change mind, we want to add more than one item, same item in the shopping cart, or want to delete, right? Or reduce the quantity. So we should be able to do that. So I need to have a public void increment quantity. Now this is just simply quantity plus plus. Then it should have similar method void decrement quantity. This is just simply quantity minus minus. Okay. Now I also need to have a method to return the total of this shopping cart item. For example, the bread is $2 for one load. My quantity is 2 load, then need to return me $4. So I need to have another method, public double get total. Okay. This method will simply return you the price of this product multiply the quantity. So let us say double amount equal 0. Then the amount how to calculate will equal this dot get quantity multiply product dot get price dot his double value. Then I will return amount. Okay. So let us check the product method, his price. Okay, if you look at the product method get price will return you a big decimal. Okay, then I want to change this big decimal to get his double value. Okay, then I'll return this amount. So this is our shopping cart item class. Now let's do the shopping cart class. So again, I command new. I will choose Java. I will choose Java class. Then click next. Then this called shopping cart. Okay, it's still in the cart package. Again, I first declare the attributes. First, I need to have a list because the shopping cart basically have a list of shopping cart items. Okay. Then I will have number of items. Then I want to have total. Let's design the interface for this shopping cart class. First, we need a constructor. Then I need to add item method. You give me a product, I can add this product to the shopping cart. Then I need to have a method called public void. I will be able to update my shopping cart. Give me a product. Now, pay attention, this quantity is a string because on the website, if I update the quantity, I will enter a number in the cart page, and that number will be processed as a string. That's why my quantity is a string. Of course, this string will be converted to a number before we can use it, right? Then our next will be shopping cart item, get items. This just return items. The easy one, we can just do it. Then I will have public. Actually, I can use this. I can right click, then insert the code. I want to have get method. Now I still need to get a number of total numbers generate. I can generate those two get methods. Okay. Yeah, get a number of those two methods. I want them in, yeah, let me move them to bottom here. Okay, so those two get methods here, 3 get methods. Okay, then I need one more, 2 more, public double, calculate total with surcharge. Then I need to have a public void clear. I want to clear the card. Of course, this one also need to be synchronized. Okay, with surcharge. This one simple return total plus double dot pass double surcharge. It's clear, also simple. We implemented the easy one first. Item dot clear. Okay. Then the number of items will equal 0. Then the total will equal 0.0. Okay. This is if you clear your cart. So these are the interface for the shopping cart I did provide. The shopping cart has 3 private arguments: the list of the items, then number of items in the shopping cart, then the total cost of the items in your shopping cart. Then I will be able to add item to the cart. I should be able to update the item product's quantity. I should be able to get all the items in the shopping cart. I should be able to get a number of items, how many items in the shopping cart. Then I should be able to get the total cost of this shopping cart. Then I should be able to calculate the total with the surcharge. I should just, for this one, is calculate the total without the surcharge because we need both. Okay, now all those methods need to be synchronized. So one thing I can do, I copy synchronized first, then paste it, then I paste it. Okay. Okay. Now I can add those I can add the comments in here. For example, the first one you can say add a shopping product to the cart if the item of the item, okay, add a shopping cart item to the cart if the item of the specific product already exists. The quantity of that item is incremented. So you don't need to have to add a new item already there. So you basically type all those commands, okay? Then you will see what happened for using this method. For example, to save time, I don't do this anymore because we will explain. Now, pay attention, I will implement different from the tutorial. However, I would like to provide the same user interface. For example, I have clear, I have calculate total, I get the number of items. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do different is, notice since we declared the attributes number of items and the total, so I would like to update these two private attributes every time if I add item to the shopping cart or I update the shopping cart. That's different from your tutorial's implementation. I think this way will make more sense. Okay, because you update those private attributes whenever you add item or update the cart. Let us start from the constructor. So the items equal new array list shopping cart item. Create new array list. The number of items equals 0. Then total equals 0.0. Okay, that's my constructor. Now for this one, product, I need to know if it's a new product or not. So first pulling new item. If this new item equal true, I first assume the new item equal true. Then I step through the shopping cart list. Step through the items. If there is an item, his product match. If shopping cart item dot get product dot get ID equal the product dot get ID. Okay, if you find that this shopping cart, the product item is already exist, then what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to set new item equal false. Then I just the shopping cart item dot increase the quantity by 1. That means if it's already there. If it's not there, it's still true. That means this product item is not added. Then what I'm going to do, I will create a new one. Shopping cart item based on this product. Equal new shopping cart item based on this given product. Okay. Then I add it to the shopping cart list. Now, after, no matter what, I will add this product in the shopping cart. So the number of items plus and the total will plus equal the product dot get price dot double value, right? So you add one more price. So shopping cart item. Okay. Now you see my implementation is slightly different. I will update the number of items and the total as every time I add a new item in the shopping cart. Also here, we don't like to use double equal to compare to objects. So maybe I say integer value. This is supposed to return your integer, and this also I use dot integer value. So I compare to integer probably is better. Okay, then that's also different. Now next method I want to implement is to update the cart. When I update the cart, you give me a product, give me a quantity. So then again, I will search. Of course, in this case, the product must be in your shopping cart because this method cannot be invoked unless the client in the cart page then be able to change the quantity. So, but we still implement it for general case. So in this case, let me implement it in this way. First, I let short quantity equal negative 1. First, I need to get this quantity equal short dot pass short. You give me quantity pass short. Now I got this quantity. After I got this quantity, then I need to start with if this quantity, we only do if this quantity is greater than or equal to 0. If the quantity is greater than or equal to 0, then I have two cases. One is the quantity is 0, or another one is not is greater than 0. Okay, so shopping cart item equal now to begin. Then I begin to step through the shopping cart list. In all these items, I step through. First, if the shopping cart item dot get a product dot get ID dot integer value equals product dot get ID dot get integer value. If those two are the same, let's see if it's shopping cart. If those two are the same, then I divide equivalent say I found this product item in my shopping cart. Then what I'm going to do, I have two cases. One is the quantity greater than 0. If the quantity greater than 0, I'm going to do the following thing. First, I update my number of items. Well, my number of items can always update. I actually should update outside number of items. Then let me delete here. If I find it, then my number of items need to be updated. How? You always plus equal this difference between this new quantity and this items dot old quantity. Okay? So, for example, before this item quantity is 1, now your new quantity is 3. So your total number of items is 3, increased by 3 minus 1, which is 2. Okay? Then we also need the total cost will be changed. Total cost will plus equal the difference of the quantity multiply product dot get price dot double value. Okay. So that if you match found, then yeah, that's it. Okay. Then depends on the case. If the item, if the quantity is greater than 0, the item need to set up the new quantity is the given quantity. Else, I want to make a item equal this item, then break the loop. After break the loop, I will say if this item not equal now, that means I remove the whole thing, right? I remove the whole thing. Then I will say items dot remove this item. That means this item, his quantity is 0. I need to remove it from the items list. Okay. So let's review our implementation here. Ours is different from his. So what happened is first step I get the quantity, new quantity. Okay. Then if it's 0, now if the found the matched item, which is this item will be changed, then I will update total number of items. How? I update by use this new quantity minus these items which match the product, this item's older quantity. This difference will be added to the number of items. Yeah, that's no problem. Then I need to update the total. Update the total is the difference of the quantity. So I think I missed here. Then I need good thing we double check. So you look, this is the difference of the quantity, new quantity and the older quantity. Multiply this product, his price, that is the difference of the cost. Then you add that difference to the total. Okay, no problem. Now then, if the quantity you set up new quantity is 0, then you just simply change the corresponding item his quantity. If it's greater than 0. Otherwise, the quantity is 0. That means you should completely get rid of that item. So how? You use item refer to this item you want to get rid of. If this item is not allowed, right? Just like in this case, then you will, from the items list, you will remove this item. Okay. Now let's work with controller servlet class. First, we make our void initial method exactly match the tutorial. Servlet configure we can command shift I to get an import. Now the next step, initialize servlet with configuration information. So the surcharge equal servlet configure dot get servlet context dot get initial parameter. Then I call it this initial parameter is delivery surcharge. Maybe this is surcharge. I don't need use capital C here, right? Because surcharge, the whole thing is one word. I do not do that. Okay. Again, I need to click on it. Ask you create a local variable surcharge. Yeah, I want this local variable is at the class level. So I will say private string surcharge. Now let me go back and fix some problem first. I forgot if in the card did I make a surcharge. Yeah, that's well. The variable name doesn't matter, but still make it better looking. Okay. See if we have any surcharge. Yeah, just make it look better because surcharge itself is a English word. I really don't want like surcharge. So next, I want to store the got a servlet context set attributes. Okay, then that's good. Now our next goal is to deal with the category if the category page is requested. So in order to do this, I first will get the session http session dot session equal request dot get session. Okay. Request dot get session. So in this case, I also need to add import the session. Okay. After that, I declare category, selected category. Then I also declare correction of the product. Category product. Now, this category product, so here I do not need to redeclare it. Category products, I mean. So I don't need to declare. I just modify the code I had before. Okay. Now let us say first I get the category ID, then I get a selected category. Then I need to put this time, I need to put it in the session. Session set attributes, selected category, then category products. Then I also need to put in the session. Okay, that's what happened. Okay, let us test after we made this change, see if everything still works. We just patiently wait. The only thing we did here is make before the category data, selected category or category products are stored in the request as a request attributes. Now we store them as a session attribute. See if everything is okay. Okay, if I click on, then I click on, it looks like fine. Next, let's implement the add to cart action. So we go to this void do post method. Here, first let us do the HTTP session equal request dot get session. Okay, then the same thing. Then I declare a new shopping cart cart equal shopping cart session dot get attribute cart. Now I want to get attribute cart shopping cart. Again, Control Shift I to fix the import. Now if I get this shopping cart, but this shopping cart possibly is allowed if your session doesn't have a cart inside yet. So what I'm going to do, so with here add to cart, what I do, if user is adding item to the cart for first time, you did create cart object and attach it to user's session because the cart object does not exist yet. So if cart equal now, where this cart come from? This cart come from this statement, shopping cart session get attributes cart. Now this will return your object. You cast down this object to shopping cart. If this cart is null, that means no shopping cart exists yet. Then what you will do? You will say cart equal new shopping cart. That means I create a new shopping cart. Then session dot set attribute cart. If there's no shopping cart yet, create a shopping cart and attach it to the session. Okay. Now, after we have a shopping cart, then I get a user input from request. So, string product ID equal request dot get parameter. This parameter is product ID. Get this parameter. Where is this parameter product ID come from? Let us check category page. In the category page, when the action add to cart is taken, couple information is attached to as a request parameter. One is this hiding input. His ID is product ID and his value is product.id. That's how the product ID come with this request. So if this product ID is not empty, so we say not empty, okay? Then I get this product from the database. To connect with database, we use product vocad.find. Now I need to find by this given ID. This given ID is a string. I need to convert this string to an ID integer dot pass integer product ID. Okay. Then cart dot add item product. Now we have product vocad is not there. One way is create product vocad in this controller servlet. Okay, I choose this one. Now, see if it is there. Now I need it to be a EJB. So you just do this, not enough. I need to go EJB. EJB private object. No, it's not an object. So I cannot use that. I use a product vocad. Now everything is fine. After add product to the cart, we stay in category page. So user pass equal category. The add to cart action will result some of the views change. For example, the shopping cart widget will display properly. If you add one item to the cart, the shopping cart will display there is one item in the cart. If you add two items to the cart, then the shopping cart widget will display two items in the cart. Then the checkout widget will be available if the following four conditions are all true. First, cart exists and is not empty. This condition is true when we take action add to cart. Servlet path doesn't contain checkout, so the code will be like this. Not fn contains page context.request.servlet path checkout. Now, this fn is GSTL functions library tag. And in order to use this tag, you will include this line on the top of your page. Now, this contains is a built-in function to check if this checkout string is inside the first argument. If the request view is not a checkout, so request scope Java servlet forward .servlet path not equal checkout. And the servlet path doesn't contain cart. Now we already know how to do this. Then the request view is not a cart. So all those conditions true, then preset to checkout widget will be displayed. Now I'm going to quietly modify header.jspf. it seems like it didn't automatically add what I need to add here. It's supposed to add automatically, but this IDE responds a little bit slow. So we do by ourselves. To save time, I can just copy and paste, but you remember change it accordingly. Functions. IDE is supposed to automatically input it, but I don't know why today the IDE is a little bit slow. Okay. Now you say there is no problem. Now let us check, see what this is going on. Let us run the program. Now if I click on this, add to cart, you see proceed to checkout show up. Why? Because I already have something in my cart, okay? But this shopping cart widget, we didn't implement it. Now I go back to quietly implement this part again, okay? Now this is a new style we don't have. We will add those new style in our CSS file, but I probably will just choose copy tutorials CSS to my CSS, so I just save some time. This card is also a new CSS style. This is also new style. Inside here, I will choose if the number of items is null, that means your card is still empty. Well, here I missed something. I think that's why it didn't work. No. Card. Paste inside. Okay. Then I will display 0. Say otherwise. Otherwise, I will display how many items in the car. Okay. This is say choose. Now, This is the part where display the number. Then you need to say how many items. Okay. If you only have one, you say one item. You have two items. So this handle singular plural forms of item. Again, let's say choose. Say when test equal I think say when I should do better way. Say when why he don't give me test? Let me try again, okay? I think IDE should be smarter than this. Say when test. Yeah, let's do this, okay? Then this test will be if the cart dot number of items equal 1, then we'll just say item. Then we'll say otherwise items. If more than one, you should say items. Okay. Now I need to say if the card is not empty, and this I need to be able to have an option to view the cards. So say if test, I will be able to view the cards. This is a link, be able to view card. Now this link only shows if the following thing happen. First, not empty. Your card cannot be empty, right? And card is not null, okay? They're not empty. Just like before, not fn contains page context dot request dot servlet path. This not include cart, not contain cart inside, and request scope server x dot servlet dot forward dot servlet path not equal cut. Okay, I think this should work. Let us run. You see, cart 0 items. Okay. Now if I add 1, okay, since you have 1 item, you will be able to view the cart and proceed to checkout. I would rather waste any more time to go over the rest of the files. I just simply copy and paste the files from snapshot 5 to my project. the files I copy and pasted are the following. First, web.xml, checkout.jsp, category.jsp, color.jsp, header.jsp, footer.jsp, and controller servlet.java. I implemented some, but I copy and pasted the rest. Okay. Now, I really want to mention is here the web.xml. There is a deliver surcharge applied to all order is defined as a context param. Make sure you have this one. If you don't have this one, the delivery surcharge is not available, then your project will have problem. So let us see all those files, what the difference. If you want to know the difference, you can click on the history. For example, this is football bean.css. The current file is the one copied from snapshot 5. And this is on the left side, it was my file for yesterday. Okay. For example, you also can check the category files. If you look at the history, you can look at yesterday's and you can see what the difference, okay, what has been modified. Okay, now let's run the program, see what's going on. Click on, then add it to the cart. It seems like okay. Now I view cart. There is something wrong. Okay, remember I implement shopping cart in my own way. There is possible my interface not exactly match his interface. So what I'm going to do, I should not close this website. Oh yeah, close is okay. I want to go to see the window of the output. Then I want to check Glassfish server, see what's wrong. He said the wrong is the class shopping cart doesn't have property subtotal. Okay, that's my mistake. So what I'm going to do is this. As I said, my implementation makes more sense. So how about this? Let's change this one to subtotal. Then at the beginning, the subtotal equals 0, right? Every time you will add a new item, you will update the subtotal. Then every time you will add up to the subtotal. Then I need a have a method called get subtotal, and will just return me subtotal. Then I need to have another method called get total. Then this is just a subtotal plus the surcharge. Then if you want to clear the car, the subtotal. I think this implementation makes more sense than the tutorials. Now let us run the project again. Hopefully everything will be okay. Oh, one or more compile error still here. Wait a moment, which error is there? I don't see the errors. Oh, there is no calculate total. Check out. This is in the control servlet. I don't need a calculate. This one I don't need anymore because I don't need a calculate total. Because I call get total will give me the total. That method already calculate the total, right? So I don't need this one. So let's just comment it away. Then run the project. Delete. Everything is fine. Add. Then let me view the cart. Yeah, sounds like everything is fine. Then the subtotal is 5.18. I think that is correct, right? 3.48. Yeah. Then let me put this 2. Then check for the update. Now I suppose I have 4 items. And if I continue shopping, go here, go back to the category, then add. Then I can view cart. If I clear cart, Then cart is empty, continue shopping, 0 item. Let's add a couple items to the shopping cart. Then proceed to checkout. It seems like we still have problem. Let us see what's going on. I believe still because this shopping cart cause problem. But let us see what is the error message first. If we want to go to the Glassfish server, you will see the class shopping cart doesn't have property total. The reason is our shopping cart getTotal method has an argument with it. The project is looking for getTotal method without argument. So what are we supposed to do? Maybe I suppose to create another method called synchronized double getTotal without argument. But in this case, how could I pass this value to it? Maybe the best way is return total. I declare actual variable. Now my implementation not as good as the tutorials one, now I believe. So you make total equal subtotal. In this case, I need to declare a new variable, double total. This total level used just because simply I need to pass get total. I need to pass this total as an attribute. So I have to. Then this one I don't need to return any value. I just change it to void. So in that case, in the controller servlet, I still need to call cart.getTotal. GetTotal first. After you call this method, then the total attribute is initialized. Now my implementation compared with the tutorial implementation now is clear. Mine is any calculate this total at the end one time, but I keep my subtotal updated every time I add new item in or update the quantity of an item. I do not have a loop to calculate at one time. Okay. Now let's see if this run. I'm not sure whose is better. Maybe his is still better because he has less attribute, but mine probably have better running time. I don't know. Let's see. Okay. Then proceed to check out. Yeah. Now everything seems fine. Okay. I will still make another presentation to go over exactly as tutorial do. Okay? See you next time.